Hello, my name is Renata Kamakura, and I'm an REU student working at the Chicago Botanic Gardens this summer with Adrian Ernst. We are studying invasive species. When you hear the term invasive species, you may be thinking of crazy aliens with giant eyes and big claws. But that's not really what we're talking about here. In this case, we're talking about invasive plants. Those are basically just plants that are not in their original place and have the potential to cause harm. Things like dandelions. For us, we're studying things like white clover, ribwort plantain, black medic, purslane, and sow thistle, among many others. We're trying to figure out what makes them successful, and we have a few ideas, or hypotheses. One guess is that it has something to do with abundance. For example, if you just have one seed of a given species, it could die, it could be eaten, who knows, a lot of things could happen that make it so it doesn't grow. If you have a bunch of different seeds, chances are, even if one dies and one's eaten, you'll still have a bunch that are able to invade successfully and grow. We also think diversity probably has something to do with it. Generally speaking, if two species are more closely related, they'll be more similar. Just like if you have two siblings, they're probably going to be more like each other than either of them is to, let's say, a distant cousin. So, if you have two close relatives trying to invade at the same time, they'll probably want to use the same resources, which means they're going to have to fight it out, and probably only one of them is going to be able to invade. If you have more distant relatives trying to invade at the same time, they might use different resources, which means they could split it up, not fight, and both be able to grow without problem. To figure out what's happening, we have a field site at the Morton Arboretum. Out there, we have a bunch of different plots of prairie plants, and we collect seeds from a seed trap in each plot to see what species tried to invade. We also collect samples of the plants from a part of the plot to see what invaders managed to grow successfully. Once we get back to the Botanic Garden, we take all the bags of plants we got from each plot, and we do our best to identify all the plants to species. Once they've dried for a few days, we take the plants and weigh them so we get a sense for how much the invaders grew in each of the plots. For the seeds, we dry them, clean them, then count the number of seeds of each species that we find. With these data, we hope to figure out what the effects of abundance and diversity are on invasion success in tallgrass prairies. We hope that our research will help restoration and conservation projects figure out what they need to focus on in order to protect prairies in the future.